The sun is shining down on us, and we're in the village of Troston. This is the church of St. Mary, or St. Mary's Church. Flint wall with stone capping. Right, we've got big gates here. Closing there, lovely wrought iron. And here we just stand here a minute, look at this church. Oh, we've got the sunshine. The lovely roof with the pattern on the roof's lovely. Half rendered and half flint. Right. So most of the graves, or the headstones, have been lifted from this churchyard and placed somewhere. There's another area there which looks like more recent graves. And so we've only got a number of graves here that are in this part of the churchyard. They seem to be to the Metcalfe family. So obviously somebody quite important to this area. But the rest of the churchyard here is back to grass, surrounded by old cottages and some newer properties. It's so picturesque, look at that. Lovely with the sun on it. And the porch. It's got a very grand porch. The tower with the shadow against the buttress. Looks like the crosses have been fallen from the church. The end of the church here is all rendered, when it would have been flint originally. We've got some older headstones here and there, I think, at the back of the church. There's one here set between two shrubs. Very picturesque, look at the lovely flowers. And over here, under the little tree, we've got a beautiful bench that's been attacked by the years. We'll have a look and sit down. Look at this church. Oh, it's nice to sit down here in the sun and look at the birds flying around. Look at that church, that lovely roof. The pattern on that roof. And the sky is nearly clear of cloud. At least the rendering on the church is on both halves of the building, so it looks more uniform. But we've got flint running up at the top there, and flint on the tower, of course. It's a very peaceful place to sit. Have a look round to the other side. Worth noting this fabulous conifer here. Is that a redwood, Scotch pine? How old is that? Have a look. What a massive tree. That's just magnificent. Lovely view of the church through it. Here we can see a doorway that's been bricked in. Some compost heaps by the look of it, where they putting the grass cuttings. Another little bench here in the corner. More headstones. This lower part of the churchyard is full of headstones, and they look as if they're mainly more recent ones. Where they moved all the older ones to, I don't know. Interestingly, here, underneath the tower, there are two old graves, really overgrown, very atmospheric. A little bench.
This stone are deposited the mortal remains of the Reverend Humphrey Chumley, 12 years rector of this parish, who died in the county January 1811.
We can look up and see the tower. Very nice tower actually, and we've got buttresses coming straight out rather than at an angle. So we've got 4 buttresses there. Very clean looking. The stone edging is very sharp. You can see the difference in the porch, which is newer. It's rather grand. It's got 3 alcoves up above, which makes me think it was actually older than that. They would have had probably little statues in there which have gone. There's lovely designs here. The faces here are worn away. Perhaps from people touching them. We're actually confronted now in the porch with something that looks quite old. So this surely must be 16th century maybe. I'm guessing, but it does look really old. We've got clear windows outside and a mirror version of them this side. Very tall. The walls have been painted and repaired over the years. A lot of wear here, and that's when I suspect this, obviously this area here would have been open to the elements before the porch was built. Which is why the door is so weathered. It's a beautiful wooden door. Beautiful. It's a lovely old wooden door. We close it. It's got a wooden handle here to pull. Step into a remarkable country church. The first thing that hits you, which we'll have a look at, are all the wall paintings. I'm just speechless. They're amazing. I didn't expect these. Well, if we turn left here, we've got really large font. Big base. Obviously it was built not so long ago, I would think, and raised the actual font up. Takes up most of the aisle actually. To the left here is an organ. Looks rather elderly actually, and pipes look in need of a paint or a clean. Not sure if it's working. Little chair here. And, look at this. Over here, next to the fire extinguishers, we've got 3 bells. 4 bells. So these were the bells from this church. Wonderful. The walls in this church have been painted, but probably some time ago because all the paint is peeling here. And it gives the whole church beautiful atmosphere. This is underneath the tower, underneath where the bells would have been. We've got a window here and a ladder going up to a trapdoor. Goes up into the tower. We've got, what have we got here on the wall? Well, we've got 1647, 1648, 1649, I'm not sure. Do we assume that these are truly carved dates that were originally put there at this time? I don't know. Fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. That's just so beautiful. So we look down from the tower towards the aisle. It's a very wide church. Plain windows with stained glass in the top sections. Very busy ceiling with lots and lots of wood, giving a very busy lattice look. And step down into the main part of the church and look at this lovely floor. And these are the sort of red and black tiles that we see, but these look like original old ones. Certainly older than the ones in most of the churches around here. But these paintings, look at this. Now is that St. George killing the dragon? It's just wonderful. Wonderful. That's St. George slaying the dragon. And we're looking at this one now and guessing that it could be St. Christopher on his travels. Now we'll have a look at these, see if we can film this. So, this painting here, which is 1350, is this one here. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The pews are beautiful, very deeply carved. Got more about wall paintings here. See if we can get this one. super. Wooden dado. This one here apparently is St. Edmund being martyred on the tree. Bit of information here. And here we've got absolutely one of the most magnificent pulpits I've seen. Just look at it. Isn't that fabulous? The view from here. You can see the organ and roll of honor for the war, by the look of it. Just looking now at this beautiful screen, cross at the top, gilding on it, all this lattice carved work in wood with gilding and paint. It's fabulous, isn't it? Let me step over this into another beautiful section. This is so cozy in here. Right. So if we look to the right, a lovely little window. Two more. So 3 beautiful slit windows on this side. Wooden door. This side is 1 window here, 1 over there, but in the middle, 3 impressive memorials. We just have to look up again at that ceiling. It's a wonderful ceiling, absolutely wonderful. Sort of herringbone effect of the inner cladding and all the supports. The little windows are leaded but set deep within arched alcoves. And then a fabulous stained glass window behind the altar, predominantly yellow and red. And the walls are a beautiful cream colour with all this stone edging picked out. Absolutely fabulous. What a lovely feeling this whole area of the church has. Well, actually the whole church has. Oh, look at that. This is one of the finest examples of a country church in Suffolk that I've seen. And it's made all the better for those wall paintings. So wonderful to see them so well preserved. A little alcove there with a little pot in it. Over on this side here, Just have a look. Passing look actually at the St. Mary's, Troston. There we are. There's the church. Emblazoned in a cushion. We've got world peace. If only, eh? And next to world peace we've got the 1914-1919 war, which most churches have it as. And here, the 1939-1945 war. And a memorial to Leonard Turner. Got a curtain around the entrance to keep the draft out. That's lovely. See if we can get a shot of that. Well, that was a surprise. I didn't expect to be that impressed when I first saw the church. The churchyard was a little lackluster, but the church is certainly far from it. For that handle, we leave the door open because we've been asked to do that. And we'll walk back out through this porch. And tie this up. Keep the birds out of there. By the main entrance to the church here is a warm grave. Private C.A. Blizzard, Suffolk Regiment, who was killed 3rd November 1919. So that's the right at the end of the war, or even after, I'm not sure. That's sad then. And over here in the churchyard, which is devoid of headstones, we've got a old farming instrument. Somebody will probably tell me. So well, there we are. Church of St. Mary. Bit of a surprise, this church. I didn't expect to find such a fantastic interior. Really interesting. Another one of the churches that it would be great to spend some time and maybe research or speak to somebody who knows the history of it. And I'm just really giving an impression. But the impression of this church is good. Blue sky, the birds singing, and the warm breeze helps.